Within 3 months, I was in MGA qualifications
Wow,
of
good
production.
job. Read that contract, because the bottom line is you're never going to get that senior life debt paid off, period.
So explain the difference if you can, so for someone that doesn't realize or doesn't understand what the difference in a 3 and a 12-month repay means. Today, we're coming with a really exciting episode, and we've got Mr. Lewis Burns, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina, joining us, and JR Barragan of Gold Memorial Insurance.
I don't understand how a company could do that to somebody.
I appreciate you coming down. This is
right.
phenomenal. Give us a little bit about your background.
Sure.
A little bit about you.
Sure. Originally from Columbia, South Carolina. I've been in the insurance business, believe it or not, JR, since I've been 15 years old.
Wow.
Processing claims for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I went to the University of South Carolina. Look at those Gamecocks, man.
Yeah, Gamecocks.
Gamecocks.
That's it.
And graduated from there, and worked for Colonial Life and Accident while I was in college, and also picked up an insurance degree.
Wow.
From South Carolina.
Congratulations. Good job.
I know. Only dumb people pick up insurance degrees.
Yeah.
I wish I had known that I just need a license, okay? And so went to work for the Travelers Insurance Company, did that for a few years, worked for Blue Cross and Blue Shield, did that for a couple of years. Started my agency in 1996. And by 1998, I had flamed out. No mentorship, no leadership. One thing I can tell you in this business, you need both, okay? And then started a mortgage company, did quite well in the mortgage company, made a lot of money, bro. I was 27.
It's like Adam, yeah. Same as I said, ditto.
Yeah, exactly. 27.
Wow.
And was making as much as $800,000 a year.
Wow.
And if Adam remembers, a lot of that money, the statute of limitations over, but they didn't send us a 1099. They didn't give us a W-2. You know what I'm saying? It was all self-reporting. So I reported every dollar and did that. And then in 2012, looked at the final expense business. Wow. And so got real serious, signed up with Lincoln in 2013, and then was with them for about 15 months with UBI, Lincoln Heritage, and actually became UBI's at that time fastest MGA.
Wow.
In the history of their agency.
Wow, that was back in the day. That's like, what, 12 years ago?
Yep, exactly 12 years ago. Within 3 months, I was in MGA qualifications of production. And so then in 2014, September, I started with Senior Life Insurance Company.
You came in Lincoln around the same time, yeah?
2008.
Yep.
2008. Oh, yeah.
About a few years. I'm trying to catch you. I'm trying my best. Hey, I'm working day and night to try to catch you. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. You guys are heroes in the business.
Thanks
Seriously.
for coming. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, without the mentorship, it's definitely accelerated my income and our growth, being able to bounce and have JR made huge difference in my success.
Absolutely. Well, both you guys are icons. I'm being that sincerely. Okay. So when I came with Lincoln in 2013, you guys were already killing the game. You know what I'm saying? You were doing well. And so even when we were in South Carolina, you guys were the target on who we need to shoot for. So fast forwarding 12 years, you guys are still the target.
Yeah, we've been talking about for years. We've been telling people about Senior Life's contract. It's in black and white.
Right.
But people want to turn away and not look at their contract. And we've been telling people to read your contract. Come on, we're all guilty of not reading our contracts, right?
Until
we get a contract.
Cars.
You talk about if you buy a house, a car, no matter what you buy, we don't read the contracts. Yeah, if you're
until there's a problem.
Exactly.
Until there's a car accident.
Right. And we tell everyone the same thing. And we've been preaching it for years. Take your contract out, give it to your attorney, give it to your accountant, give it to anybody, just so they can read it and see what the contract says. And that goes for any insurance agent, any company that you're with. Read that contract, because the bottom line is you're never going to get that senior life debt paid off. Period. No matter how much.
And especially in 3 months.
Yeah, it's absolutely
that's mathematically impossible. If you got 7.2 months advance, how can you pay it off in 3 months?
Yeah, and you factor in that includes lead debt as well, right?
Absolutely. All the debt.
Lapses, lead debt, debts. Right. Come on.
Yep.
The average industry, our average industry after 10 years, is only 25% of the business stays on the books. And the companies don't like to share that, but that's the truth. Only 25% of our business stays on the books. Not Gold Memorials, but
in the industry.
I said we've made adjustments in our presentations and our policy retention team to keep as much as we can. But even then, you hardly put a dent in it.
What did they say? The policy that stays is the policy that pays?
Yeah, Jack London said that. We thought that was crazy of him to say such thing. No one knew what he was talking about. And then you're like, holy shit. 30 years later, you're like, wow, that worked.
Yeah. So, what the challenge I have there is, and I'm not sour grapes at all.
Yeah.
I hope you guys
Time
don't
to
think it's
move
sour
on,
grapes.
yeah.
Yeah. But I have an email saying that I'm on a 12-month payback. So when I got my letter, I made reference to the email. This says in the email that you have a 12-month payback. Please change that 3 months to 12 because it's a legal document. Okay. And then please explain to me about the 600,000. And I've sent 2 emails on that and haven't gotten anything.
So when you were watching our commercials about the clauses on your contract, wasn't that an indicator for you and your people or the agents that are still there to be like, hey, maybe we should read our contract?
My mindset is this, JR, if you tell me it's 12 months, guess what I'm going to believe? It's 12 months. And then I have an email that says it's 12 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I get terminated and it says 3 months, hold up. He said 12 months.
Yeah.
I hadn't gotten a response. Now, obviously, people need to understand it's in their best interest for it to be 3 months. All right.
So explain the difference if you can, so for someone that doesn't realize or doesn't understand what the difference in a 3 and a 12-month repay means.
Sure, it's a huge difference. So basically, if you're on the 3 month, within 3 months, you have to pay back your advances and debt, lead debt, advances, chargebacks. And the challenge that you have is that if I've been advanced a 60% contract or a 75% contract, I've been advanced 7.2 months or 9 months. How can I pay something back in 3 months if I've gotten 7 or 9 months worth of money? It's mathematically impossible.
Nuts.
Yeah, you can't do it.
That's nuts. So one of the recruiting tools that they bring agents in is the 150% contract. So explain to me and Adam how that 150% contract actually really works.
Sure. Your biggest challenge with the 150% contract is that they encourage you to be on a 60% advance.
Got it.
Okay. So let's do 150%. So 150%, if you get that contract, and first of all, you have to do $2 million in business to get it. So name me 25 agencies that do $2 million in final expense business.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 5. Yeah. You guys. Okay. And just a couple more. All right. So the challenge is getting that contract is almost mathematically impossible, but I had the contract. The challenge is, let's do the math. So I'm on 150% contract, but I'm being advanced at 60%. And keep in mind, in that situation, most of my sub-agents are getting the majority of that 150. Okay? So let's just say it was truly me writing business. So I got the 150, 60% of 150 is 90%. And then now I got my chargebacks. And then I got my lead costs. Okay? So then in reality, when you look at what he files with the insurance commissioners, he files that, hey, I paid out last year, 23, I received $38 million in new premium, but remember he said he does 100. And I paid out $45 billion in renewals and new premiums commission. So you include renewals, how is that a 150% contract?
True.
It's not.
Yeah, we couldn't figure that one out.
It's
either.
not.
Yeah.
And the year
On the
before it was even
financials.
worse.
Yeah.
It was even worse. Okay. And let me share something with you guys. I am an expert in insurance financials. Remember, I have an insurance degree,
Right.
and I've worked in the insurance industry since I was 15. So I've looked at financials. When I worked in the mailroom at Colonial Life, I would just study the financials that came in. Those blue books came in. They came in. They used to have the big AM Best book,
Right.
the real thick one back in the day. I would just go page by page.
Hey, stop that. So AM Best, let's talk about that.
Yes.
So Senior Life isn't on AM Best.
Nope.
They never have been.
Nope.
And what do you think the reason that is for?
I think truly, in my humble opinion, based off my experience, it's the financials. Ron said on a Zoom call recently, he said, if I had a rating by AM Best, it would be a C.
Yeah.
I said, I disagree. It would be a D.
Yeah.
Now, that's in my humble opinion, okay, which I'm considered an expert in this business. The number of years I've been in it. So here's your challenge. You've been in the business for a long time. You understand that even if it was a C, which he said it would be, you can't sell a C company. Nobody's going to buy it. And really, from an insurance agent, you're not going to sell it. So if I came to you today to present an offer to you, and I said, my rating is C by AM Best, how quickly are you going to ask me to leave your office?
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Actually, just speaking of the 150% contract, tell me how the 150% contract works.
Sure. And I was on a 150% contract. So the way that works is that, first of all, you got to qualify for it. You got to at least do at least $2 million now. Back in the day, if you did 1.5 million, you got a 150% contract. It was increased to 2 million sometime last year. So when you think about something, if I'm on a 60% advance and all my agents are on 60% advance, the 150 becomes 90%. Think about it.
Yeah.
All right. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're going to have your chargebacks. You're going to have your lead debt. You're going to have things that's going to hit that commission that he doesn't have to pay the 150.
Yeah.
And mathematically, it's almost impossible for an agency to get to $2 million. Think about it. How many agencies have hit $2 million? Not many. Very few. We can count them on one hand, probably. You know what I'm saying? So he knows that. And it's a way to lure agents away from you guys. But the thing about it, if I'm not going to get to 150, then I'm not going to get it.
Yeah. I had an agent on it, and he left for a 125.
Right.
He said when he started here and he got it to like an 85 or 90% contract, because I was making more money on that contract than on the 125. He's like, what was actually being deposited into my account?
Because you can't spend 150.
Yeah, we just hear so many stories that agents come and agents go. Some like to stay, some not to stay. But the bottom line is, my thing is, you're not going to get your renewals. So any legacy that you've built with Senior Life, it's not gone. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because they don't pay you your renewal base. I'm dying for that guy, Charlie Speller, to retire. We all know that he's going to retire off his retirement as a military.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, great guy. It was his military retirement, but come on. He's put in so many years. That's one person besides yourself that deserves the renewal base.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I'm going to get a question for you guys. Name me one person that has retired from Senior Life that's receiving their renewals. There might be some, but do we know them?
Maybe because they're new. Yeah, so we give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, I say retire.
Yeah.
New guy can't retire.
Yeah.
All right. Senior's been in business now since 2000. That's 24 years.
That's 24 years.
So in 24 years, usually a career can last 10 to 15 years in this business, and then you can walk away. I'm a prime example. So after 10 years, my renewals should have been $40,000 a month. Most of us, if you don't have any debt, you can survive off $40,000 a month. And I was told in an email, I'm not getting one dime.
Yeah.
I actually got a certified letter as well, reiterating, you're not getting a dime.
That's nuts.
It's nuts. What I'll probably do, and you guys can do an attachment, there's nothing private on that letter. It's just saying, pursuant to this contract, we're not paying you a dime.
Yeah, I don't understand how a company could do that to somebody.
Only head of an insurance company where I've had specifically, if we do a video like this, I guarantee the next day that agent, whoever's on here, they're getting a call, they're getting an email, they're getting a LinkedIn message.
Oh, I would love that for him to call me. Seriously, Ron, call me, please.
It's weird to have a head of an insurance company that will literally try and poach agents versus if you compare it to any other insurance company I know, I've never seen the head of that company physically go out and try and recruit. Why do you think that is?
I think one problem that we have is, and he does do that. I'm with him. Have you seen this in the industry where the CEO or president would personally poach agents at all? Have you? I haven't.
No.
No, it's just not done. I think one of the reasons is, in my humble opinion, desperation. In my humble opinion. All right. Adam, it is hard to recruit organically. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Take an agent from scratch that didn't know who you were and wasn't even in the business, and now develop that agent and then develop them into production.
Yeah.
So most insurance agency and agents, they poach. And one thing that you have to look at when you look at their hierarchy chart, which Senior Life is owned by an insurance agency, and that's Powers Insurance Group. Okay. So I believe that he's practicing, in my humble opinion, what an insurance agency would do, what you and we would do compared to what an insurance company would do. There's a huge difference between owning an insurance agency and owning an insurance company. Our goals don't align all the time, okay? So I believe that he wears a couple of different hats. He's the president and CEO of Senior Life Insurance Company, but he is also the president and CEO of Powers Insurance Group. And I think when he goes to poach your agents, that's what he's wearing that hat. It's a conflict.
You know who does a great job like you do is David Price.
Yes,
and
my good friend.
Who doesn't love David Price?
Everybody loves
David. What I mean? He does such a good job. He does a great job with his agents. He's just a good person in general. And he brings them from what other industry they're in, just like you do, just like we do, bring them up and turn them into a great agent. His group is great. Was great.
And let me tell you, his numbers are still great. I'm keeping up with his numbers at his new IMO. They're still doing well.
Yeah, and he was another one that was left Senior Life. David Price, he has such a great job. He brings the agents from the ground up, just like you. He does recruitment. He's always working.
October 4th, both Lewis Burns and David Price were relieved of their duties at Senior Life Insurance Company.
Yeah.
We both were now David got a phone call. Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Whether it's a good call or bad call.
Yeah.
I didn't get a call. I'm still waiting on a call.
Yeah.
I think his situation is a little bit different than my situation in that David's 40.
Yeah.
I'm 57.
Yeah.
All right.
That's 17 years.
17 years is a big
Big
difference. Okay.
difference.
And so when folks start messing with your money when you're 57 years old, you got to ask yourself, what's going on?
Yeah.
And keep in mind now, I wasn't terminated for cause. I wasn't terminated because I stole any money or I did something wrong. They just decided to go in a different direction.
Let's use the word reality.
Yep.
Yeah. So if my dad wouldn't have worked for Lincoln Heritage, I don't care what insurance company he worked for. He worked for insurance companies his whole life, but he worked for Lincoln Heritage. I think he lasted 20 years because he passed away. But if he wouldn't have received his insurance renewals from Lincoln Heritage, my mom suffers from Parkinson's, she would have never been able to have the care that she has now.
Correct.
Ever.
Nope.
And so I look at that and I'm grateful. And it doesn't matter what insurance company it is, just as long as it wasn't Senior Life, because if you're become unable to perform and you're in a nursing home, then all that business you wrote that you should be getting paid on, you don't get it. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yep.
And like I said, it's not because I'm with Lincoln Heritage. Any insurance company that you're with other than Senior Life, you wouldn't be able to have that money for healthcare later on. And that's what my dad worked so hard for.
Absolutely.
And my mom reaps the benefits now, if you want to call it reaping the benefits, but at least she has her healthcare taken care of for the rest of her life.
Correct.
Which is so important to me. And I don't understand how a company could take that away from anybody.
I'm a prime example.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
God rest your dad's soul.
Yeah.
But I have a family.
Yeah.
I have children.
Exactly.
And I get an email saying, you're not getting your money.
It just blows me away. It blows my mind. And you keep thinking that it's not true or it's fake. And we're here talking about it because it's not confusing.
Yeah. It's reality.
It's reality.
Well, that's what you said.
And
reality.
And that's so important to tell people, listen, look at your contract. This is what's going to happen. Get out.
Here's my question. If it happens to me or it happened to me, why wouldn't it happen to anybody else? We were one of their largest agencies. If it happened to David Price, and we're not going to keep bringing up David's name. David's a great guy. He didn't do anything wrong. If it happened to David Price,
yeah,
why won't it happen to anybody else that's still there? That's what I can't understand.
Well, the cool thing about it is that he got out early.
Yes.
Yeah, so he rebuild. He's strong enough to rebuild. He can go on. But me and you are getting.
We're not looking to rebuild. Yeah. Are you looking to rebuild anything?
No, absolutely not.
No, we're not looking to retire, or we're not looking at rebuilding. Now, let me tell you what I've been telling folks. I had folks says, "You're starting over." I said, "No, I'm starting better."
Yeah.
I know what I know, and we've scaled up. In 30 days, we'll do right at $300,000 in business this month.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I put in writing
that
I'll do
a couple months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not even a couple of months. August 11th is when I got contracted.
Yeah.
My agents didn't get contracted until August 16th. So we're still right in that 30-day honeymoon. I told them in writing, I said, we'll do $500,000 in December. And by February, I expect to do $1 million. Now, you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I see the numbers. I've been doing this for 11 years now.
Do they have their own lead company or something like that?
Yes. My understanding is that Senior Life itself does not own the lead company. Ron Powell owns 2 lead companies.
Okay.
One in Morocco and one in Florida that he personally owns. I think the one in Florida is a 50-50 ownership with the gentleman that we met. But in one in Morocco, he owns 100% of that lead company.
So how has the lead cost changed there?
Oh, tremendous. We've seen a tremendous increase in lead costs. Give an example. One of the things that he used to brag about is that our leads weren't as expensive as Lincoln Heritage. That's what he bragged about, okay? When I left, your direct mail leads had gone up to $55. Your TV leads were at $66.
Oh.
Yep. Facebook leads, he wanted $20. And then the telemarketing leads, which are really crappy leads, $27. Wow. And the telemarketing leads were basically old leads, B leads, that he had somebody supposedly call and say, are you still alive? And then hang up the phone and then sell it to you for $27.
Are you still alive?
Yeah. Our agents complain so much about those telemarketing leads because those folks never said they wanted anybody to come see them or wanted additional insurance or they were interested. It was just a phone call. So I call you, you answer, yeah, hey, how you doing? Great, click. And now it's a $27 lead.
We're in the wrong business.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's getting the lead business.
Yeah, it's a lot of money in the lead business.
I guess so.
Yeah, millions of dollars is in the lead business. The leads became a problem right before I left Adam. There was what we call a lead dump. And what a lead dump is that basically I take $1,300 worth of telemarketing leads and put them in JR's account. He didn't ask for them. He doesn't even work leads. And he did that to hundreds of agents.
And that was the letter I got. I saw a letter that says, here's 25 leads. We're not going the same direction. We want you to go in, or whoever the agency sent it to. And by the way, here's 25 leads.
Yep. And a lot of them were TV leads.
Yeah.
So you take $25 times 66.
25 leads, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's almost $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's over $1,500. And now you didn't work leads. You don't even know. And the leads are in Montana. And you live in South Carolina. And you don't, hey, listen, one other problem, you don't do telesales.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You're a field agent with leads in Montana.
Exactly.
$66 for it.
Yep. It was crazy. And so I complained about that. I wrote many emails. I complained, and they just kept telling me to shut up.
Yeah.
You make too much money. You be quiet. We don't understand why you won't shut up. I'm not shutting up if you're taking advantage of my agents. You know, I got an email saying, we're giving you 25 leads and you cannot reassign them to your agents. So here's the problem I got.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's what you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask me the last time I made a traditional sale.
Yeah, it's been probably 8 years.
Yeah, exactly. 2017. Almost 8 years.
Wow.
Yep. So I just had to eat them. I'm not picking up the phone. I do something different. I'm into recruiting and training and mentoring agents. Yeah. So I just had to eat it. Now, here's the deal. I can eat $1,500. I'm okay. But that agent who only makes $3,000 a month, they can't eat $1,500.
Yeah.
Why should they have to? Why should they have to?
Well, when you own the lead company, that's why you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at it, Jack London, even if he developed leads, he didn't own an outside lead company. Outside. Okay. And so we always wondered, are these leads being sold to other companies?
Yeah, I guess you never know.
Never know. And as you know now, he has a inside telesales agency. That's my direct competitor. That's a conflict. Inside telesales. Competing against my agents, calling all across the country. My agent goes and knock on the door with a new lead, and he said, we just spoke to somebody.
Just bought it directly from Senior Life.
Yep. Yeah. And listen, they would actually show us a call. I said, have them send a picture.
Yeah.
All right. So we were told that they called in twice. Client said, I only called in one time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Good thing you're all away from all that crazy.
I know. Listen.
Look at you now.
Oh, someone says you look 30 years younger. Yeah. I'm really 99 years old.
Yeah. Look at you now.
I know.
It's fun to watch you. Me and Adam have been watching you for a while. I know. I just love to watch people grow.
Yep.
But
we're excited.
I like to watch people make money in this business.
And let me say this to you, JR. Even with, I had a guy that just quit the business. After I got terminated from Senior Life and he heard what happened, he said, I quit.
Yeah.
I said, no, don't quit. And I want to tell the listeners, don't quit. It is still the most fantastic business in the world. You can make money here in this business if you allow someone to mentor you and you're willing to change who you are. Think about it for a second. Yeah. As mortgage brokers that we were, Bulgarians, we were charging, and we had to humble ourselves. Yeah. And listen to someone that knew a little bit more.
Yeah, and you're with a good company now. Security National is a great company.
Yep, publicly traded.
Yeah, there's nothing negative you can say about Security National. They're a growing company.
Oh, without a doubt.
And we like to see growing companies, any company.
And the Quiz, it's owned by the Quiz family. All right, it's a family-owned business, but they're publicly traded. All right, they have an AM Best rating. They have real underwriters. They have real executives. They have real presidents, real
stock.
Real stock.
Yeah.
And actually, I bought the stock.
That's
I don't mind. I wasn't asked to purchase the stock. I might be a little slow. I'm from South Carolina. But I'm thinking, you know what? If I'm going to put as much business on with this company as I think I am, let me buy the stock now. And the stock is way up since I've been there a month.
That's great.
Yeah.
What happened to that stock?
Which stock?
Oh,
this is Security National. Now, I do have stock with Senior Life.
Yeah. Talk about their stock. What's that look like?
Adam, there's no proxy. There's no numbers. My son, Mike, said, Dad, under no circumstances do you buy that stock. He said, you can't trade it anywhere. He said, where are you going to trade it? In the bathroom? I said, no, we're not going to do toilet paper.
Yeah.
He said, it's not worth anything it's written on because who's going to buy it? You're not allowed to buy it. I couldn't sell it to either one of you guys.
Yeah.
I couldn't sell it to anybody here. So if it can't be sold, then what kind of investment is that? And then you get into the trouble that it was a 5-year lockup. Basically, you had to keep that stock for at least 5 years.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they sell you stock, maybe it's a $10,000 or $15,000, $20,000 buy-in. You have to hold it for
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. It's like an insurance policy.
Yeah. So what's their return? What do they tell you?
Well, they put the numbers out there, but JR, so here's the deal. I'm going to sell you this phone. This is stock, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you an 80% increase in stock next year, right? But then who's going to buy it?
Yeah.
So they would give us something to show all these increases in the stock, but show me where it actually traded that somebody paid I think the last time I checked, it was up to $100 and some a share. Who paid that other than us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem.
Adam, I've got some stock for you to buy.
Yeah. Today.
Today,
yeah,
right?
And
now,
JR Enterprises.
$50,000.
Yeah. Ray Enterprise.
JR and Nate
Associates
stock. And I'll hold it for 5 years.
And I might give you your money
back. I'll give you
Have you had Ron trying to pitch your agents on stock and then also trying to recruit your agents?
Yep. I didn't feel very comfortable allowing him to pitch the stock to the agent, just for whatever reason, okay? The way I looked at him, Adam, is that Ron was a vendor. Just like this water company, they can't come into your office and try to pitch their water to you. You got to decide who's going to have water in your office, right? It's just how business is run. It seems like there was a disconnect. For some odd reason, he thought that my agency, Consolidated Planning of America, was a part of his agency. We're not. We're independent of each other. Yeah. Okay? When I left, Ron made a beeline to all of my top agencies to call him and Rob and Shiraka, called everybody personally and says, don't go with Dr. Burns. He crazy. He's belligerent. He's this. He's just, I've never seen a CEO do that before in my life. And I'm sitting there thinking, hold up, time out. Why are you calling my agents? I'm sending Rob Ellsbury's text and telling him, you shouldn't be calling my agents. But let me tell you something. When I was in Los Cabos, he got 5 of my agents to basically, he met with them privately. And then I come in the room, I'm sitting there, what are y'all doing in here with this guy? And basically he tried to have some type of, basically what he said is, you guys tell Lewis what you don't like about him. Not appropriate. I'm on an incentive trip.
Yeah.
Let's have this conversation another time. I'm
Next
supposed
week.
to, enjoying
time.
myself. I know Jack London would have never done that. He likes to compare himself to Jack London. I don't think Jack London would have had 5 of my agents sitting in there when I walk in a room. Okay. So fast forwarding, when he terminated my contract on October 4th, on October 7th, he was meeting with one of my largest agencies in Colombia. Flew into my town to meet with one of my largest agencies. Who does that? Okay. And then he's had Zoom calls. He's been to Atlanta. They just put on a meeting in Houston. Houston was my 3rd largest market. Okay. They go down there and they tell these agents what they want to hear. I'm the bad guy. I put leads on them, so I can't even do that. He was belligerent to management. No, the problem was, JR, when he started taking money from my friends, I didn't like that. No. When he started putting lead charges on them, I stood up for him. He turned it around and said he was belligerent. Yeah, I'm belligerent because you're stealing millions of dollars from my friends. Who does that? Can you imagine if someone at your company put millions of dollars of lead charges on your agents and they didn't ask for it, you would go a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened. We know who Ron Powell is. Let's just keep it real, okay? We know who he is. He shows a different light to people in the public compared to private. Now, we both have spent time with him, okay? So I know who he is. Okay. So for you to sit there and say that Lewis is this, Lewis is that, when I know who you are, that's crazy. I talked with an agent today. I said, listen, you can live a fairy tale or you can live reality.
Yeah.
You saw what they did to me, and explain to me real simply why they won't do that to you if they did it to me.
Sure. We'll definitely connect again, get you on a Zoom, maybe answer some questions. I appreciate you coming down and meeting with me and JR.
I loved it.
Great meeting you.
Traveled a long way. I appreciate that.
Hey, I told you I was coming.
Yeah, tell people the truth.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. No sour grapes. If someone thinks and hears this thing and say, Lewis just has sour grapes, no.
Yeah.
People lie, numbers don't.